Okay, good morning. We are going to commence our semester 3. So in this session, we are going to start web application development unit, the next subject. It means already you have learned about web application development in the previous semester, but this semester we are going to learn more advanced concept regarding web application development. Right. Some of the students have already informed me that they won't be able to join today as there are some other works and some other courses only for today, and from the next week they'll be available. Anyway, I'm asking you to, it's okay if you have in some fair reasons, that's okay. But if you are to get more benefit, it's better if you can join live, right? So then only you will get more benefit with the live sessions. Right. We'll start before we are starting semester 3. I will show what are the subjects we have to learn in the semester 3. So, and also I want to add some things regarding semester 3. In semester 3, this is some advanced semester because semester 1 and 2 is just the basics of the degree, but semester from the semester 3 onwards actually you have to learn about some advanced concepts. So not just like semester 1 and 2. And the real value of the BIT degree is actually start from the semester 3. Right, so this is really important semester and you have to learn well, very advanced concept. If you feel like it's still even 1 and 2 semesters are a little bit hard, then this will be somewhat more advanced that. So I don't want to make you afraid, but I want to show you the how important this is, right? So because of that, you have to learn very well from the very beginning. Right, so these are the subjects that you have to learn. Communication is skill 2. You already know about communication is skill subject. You already faced that subject in the previous semesters as well in the semester 2. So communication is skill subject in more advanced there is within this semester. That's a EN subject once again, enhancement subject. Just only pass and fail there. You have to pass that subject. And next one, object-oriented analysis and design. This is the next subject that we have to learn in semester 3. So object-oriented analysis and design is just we have to create, maybe you have some rough idea about what is use case diagram, ER diagram, activity diagrams. We have roughly discussed in early semesters, right? In semester 2. In the software engineering subject, you have some rough idea about that. So object-oriented analysis and design subject, you have to learn in deep about the diagrams. So these diagrams will be really helpful to you when you are going to develop a project in the next year. So the foundation for the final year actually builds from the second year of the BIT degree. So the second year is really important. If you miss these things, if you just didn't get a good understanding about this subject, it will be hard for you to go to next semesters, especially for the final year. The basic, the foundation is set here. So object-oriented and analysis and design subject is about all about the diagrams. Object-oriented diagrams, use case diagrams, ER diagrams, activity diagrams, sequence diagrams, class diagrams, all are drawing the diagrams. And it will be helpful you to develop a project. So because we know before we are developing, we have to do designing. In designing stage, all the diagrams are clearly explained within this subject. A whole separate subject is there to discuss about diagrams. And the next one is data structures and algorithm. Data structures and algorithm. I will explain some of the things in Sinhala also if you need. First, I'll explain the same thing in English. After that, we'll let you know some things in Sinhala as well, right? So the same thing I am discussing. So the next subject is data structures and algorithm, DSA, abbreviated as DSA, and most a critical subject in semester 3, data structures and algorithms. So there we are going to discuss about data structures like trees, queues. So already you know about Java, some variables of the Java, basics of Java. But here from the DSA subject, actually it is not depending on the subject, on the language of programming language, but we are using Java. But more than that, we are focusing about the concepts, data structures. So far you have learned about variables and arrays only, no? But within this subject, we are going to learn trees, queues, stacks, advanced concepts of the programming. So that is data structures and algorithm. That is a programming side subject, and programming concepts we are going to learn with using Java programming language. Already you know the basics of the Java. And the next one, data management system, DMS, once again somewhat critical subject. So these two subjects actually most of the students in the student view, most of the students saying these two subjects are difficult. But I will explain those things very simply that you can understand very well. So, however, these are really important subjects. And we don't want to skip any of the part. We'll do all this whole subject in detail, and these two are really important. So, data management systems is actually, you have already a foundation of the database in the semester two. In database, we just talk about some SQL queries, insert, update, delete queries, only that. No? So data management system is more than that. Apart from the CRUD operations, we have to learn about some advanced concepts of the DMS, advanced concepts of the data management system, about the distributed databases, right? That about the triggers, what is mean by triggers, about using triggers. Those things are, and some concurrency transaction handlings, those things we have to learn in the data management system. And the next subject is web application development subject. So that is we are going to start today. So web application development, already you know web application development one we have studied in the semester one, semester two, and this is advanced concept regarding web application development. So we'll talk about more about this subject in our session itself. And you can ignore this one, mathematics for computing. You can ignore this one because it was there in the previous syllabus, and in this year also they may provide in the last year also they have provided a repeat paper. In that case, if some students repeat, because it was in the previous syllabus, but now there is no mathematics for computing two subject in the semester 3. Actually, it is as they have given as optional subject for the final year. So you don't want to pay attention for that. Only these five subjects you have to do, right? Only these five subjects you have to do. Right. I will explain simple things, the same thing in Sinhala in case if you want to get some idea. මම ඒකම පොඩ්ඩක් සිංහලෙන් සමහර දේවල් විතරක් එක්ස්ප්ලেইন කරන්න. ඉතින් ඔයාලට පේනවා සබ්ජෙක්ට්ස් පහක් තියෙනවා. මේ අන්තිම සබ්ජෙක්ට් එක ඉග්නෝර් කරන්න. ඒක මුලින් සිලබස් එකේ තිබ්බ එක. එතකොට ඔය ටික තමයි අපිට සෙමෙස්ටර් 3 වල කරන්න තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට සෙමෙස්ටර් 3 එක කරන්න ඕනේ මං හිතන්නේ BIT කරන කෙනෙක්. එහෙම නැත්නම් ඒකේ අර රියල් වැලියු එක නැහැ. ඔයාලා ඩිප්ලෝමා ලෙවල් එක කියන්නේ බේසික් ලෙවල් එක. ඊට වඩා IT කියන එක. අද වෙද්දි කොහොමත් ඩීප් ස්ටඩි කරන්න ඕන නම් ඔයා අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම ඊළඟ ඉයර් එකට යන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් මේ ඉයර් එකේ ඔයාගේ අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම උනන්දුව තියෙන්න ඕන. හදිසි ක්ලාස් එක මිස් වුණත් රෙකෝඩින්ග්ස් ෆලෝ කරගන්න ඕන. හොඳ මුලින්ටත් වඩා හොඳ ෆෝකස් එකක් ඇටෙන්ෂන් එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ සෙමෙස්ටර් 3 වලට. ගොඩක් වෙලාවට මේවා ඩීප් කන්සෙප්ට්ස්. ඉතින් ඒ හින්දා ඒක අර මග අරගන්න නැතුව කරගෙන යන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් මේ තමයි සබ්ජෙක්ට්ස් ටික. කමියුනිකේෂන් ස්කිල් 2 ඒක අමාරු සබ්ජෙක්ට් එකක් කියන්නේ නැහැ. ඒකෙදි ඔයාට අර ඉංග්‍රීසි ලැන්ග්වේජ් එකේ ඊට වඩා අපි අර කතා කළේ ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් බේස් එකෙන් කතා කරන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් ඒකෙත් සිලබස් එකක් තියෙනවා. සිලබස් එක අනුව තමයි ඉගෙන ගන්න ඕනේ. ඊට පස්සේ OOAD subject එක object oriented analysis designing මම කිව්වා වගේ diagrams තමයි ඔයාලට තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට හැබැයි ඩයග්‍රෑම්ස් ස්කිප් කරන්න එපා. මොකද ඔයාලට ෆයිනල් ඉයර් ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එකේදී ඔය ඩයග්‍රෑම්ස් ගොඩාක් වටිනවා. එතකොට ඔයා මේ ඉයර් එකේ ඉගෙන ගන්න එක තමයි බේස් එක වෙන්නේ ෆයිනල් ඉයර් එකට. ඉතින් ගොඩක් වෙලාවට මම දැකලා තියෙනවා most students I have seen that they comes to final year without proper knowledge in the second year. Somehow they may pass. But when they come to final year and when they attend to final year project, they face many difficulties because they have lack of knowledge of the earlier semesters. So if you get good foundation here, then of course your final year will be better than that. Right. Then data structures and algorithm. එතකොට අපි ඩයග්‍රෑම්ස් අඳින්නේ OAD සබ්ජෙක්ට් එකේ data structures and algorithm DSA සබ්ජෙක්ට් එක. ගොඩාක් කට්ටිය complex කියන සබ්ජෙක්ට් එකක්. මං උපරිම එක ඔයාලට උගන්වනවා බොහොම ලේසි විදිහට. හැබැයි ඔයාගේ පැත්තෙනුත් ලොකු support එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. පුළුවන් තරම් live lectures join වෙන්න DSA subject එක හරිම interesting. Even though that is a typical subject DSA, it is interesting. Advanced concept එකට එක boring නෑ. හරිද? හරිම interesting subject එකක්. Coding තියෙන්නේ advanced coding. එතෙන්දී අපි trees, queues, stacks වගේ structures ඉගෙන ගන්නවා. දැන්ට ඔයා දන්නේ arrays variable කියන එක විතරනේ. ඊට වඩා structuring විදිහට අපි structures ගොඩක් ඉගෙන ගන්නවා එතෙන්දී. Next database data management subject. එතකොට database පැත්ත තියෙන්නේ. ඒකෙත් advanced concepts ටික තමයි කතා කරන්නේ. ඒකත් ඇත්තටම advanced concepts අමාරුයි හැබැයි interesting subject එකක්. Next one is web application development. Now we are going to discuss that. And my plan for semester 3 is also module wise we are going to learn. First I'm going to do the web application development. Uh, in the middle, maybe we'll take one more subjects like data structures algorithm. So first I'm going to do web application developments in the first few weeks. After that I'll join another subject, data structures and algorithm. Both subjects, those two subjects I'm going to do parallelly after some few weeks. After that, then once we able to finish web application development, then we'll move to the next module. And then data structures, algorithm, and plus object-oriented analysis and design. Likewise, two subjects I'm going to continue. I think that will be more beneficial. By two subjects, we can continue by parallel. And today I'm going to start with web application development. Right. Today I will start with the web application development subject. First of all, I will show the syllabus of that. This is the syllabus that we have to cover. Server-side web development using PHP and MySQL. Fundamentals of asynchronous JavaScript and XML. We call that Ajax. Then advanced client-side development, introduction to web application security. So these 4 units we have to discuss in detail. So you can see here that is something different range more than the semester 2. In semester 2, what we have learned is client side basically. But in the semester 3, as I already said, in the semester 2 also I said that you have to learn server side in order to complete your website, complete the project. So here, now you will gain complete knowledge once you finish this course. Semester 3 web application development. Once you finish this, you will able to develop a complete system. Because here we are going to talk about server side as well. Why I'm saying server side? Because you are going to learn in the very first unit PHP together with MySQL. That's the thing, right? So MySQL is a database language. PHP is for server-side language. So in the very first lesson, you are going to learn PHP and after that MySQL. Combining these two, you already know HTML and client-side technologies. Then you can merge those things with the previous knowledge. Then, of course, you can do some application or the web application using both those knowledge. Right. After that, you have to learn Ajax. Maybe you have already heard about that. And of course, we are going to talk about client side also, but not the basics of that. More advanced concepts of the client side, like sessions, those things we are going to learn about in here in Unit 3. And after that, about the web application security as the last unit we are going to learn. Right. These things we have to learn in the uh, web application development subject. Right. Today I'm going to start with PHP. So before we are learning PHP, we'll look what are the things we need to have in your computer in order to do the practicals for this PHP subject. Already, if you are semester 2 student in the semester sem 3 in the smart IT, you already have SAM control panel installed because we have installed it in the semester 2. In that case, I'm not going to say about again install the SAM control panel. However, if you are new to semester 3 in our institute, or maybe if you still didn't install SAMP control panel, first of all, you have to install SAMP. Just you have to type the in the web in the just you have to use SAMP control panel, type there, and this is a free control panel you can download. Why I am using SAMP control panel? Because to write PHP and also to try MySQL, we don't want to include again softwares. One is for MySQL, another framework for PHP. Don't use like that. All are together. A bundle of software is called SAM's control panel. In the SAM control panel, both are there. It means to PHP. So we can use MySQL and PHP both here in the SAM control panel. Let me know whether in the live session, whether I just want to make sure whether all of you have this control panel currently with you, or do you need to install? Just drop me in the chat box. Already in the SAM, did you already in your computer whether SAMP is already installed or not? In order to do the session, I just want to clarify that whether you have this within you. Already installed, no? Right, okay. What about others? SAMP එක install කරලාද තියෙන්නේ නැත්නම් you have to install කරන්න වෙනවද? I think most of you have already installed it, right? Right, okay, installed. I hope others also having the SAMP control panel, right? Okay, right. Then we can continue to our practicals as well. So before we are doing practicals, we'll first look what is mean by PHP. Right, already installed. Right, okay. All of you have already having the SAM software, so already you know how to use that as well. Then it will be easy to continue. However, in the case because there are many students still not in the live session, but they are also enrolled to the semester through tree. So there are some fair reasons some of the students couldn't join today. It's okay. In that case, if you want to get instructions how to install, or if you get any errors when you are going to install, feel free to ask with a message. Then I will help you after that. Okay. So we'll start from PHP. Right. First, what is PHP? Right. So you already know HTML, CSS. So those things, no. So PHP stands for the long term of that hypertext preprocessor. I will share the presentation after that, but just like in semester 2, if you can just make some notes like within today's session, you can do it as a small mind map for session wise mind maps. I suggest that for in semester 3. In semester 2, I have suggest once you finish the lesson, do it to mind map. But in semester 3, I'm suggesting you uh, keep a date. So today is 2nd August, no? 2nd August session. After I'm ending this session, you can take it small jot down notes as a mind map. For the date wise, keep some mind maps. Then it will be helpful you to memorize each things. Right. We'll start from PHP. PHP stands for Hypertext Preprocessor. So where is P so? So PHP means here it is just like HPP, no. It is not PHP because this H is comes in the middle. It has rearranged, that's all. Otherwise, this is the correct uh, form. However, it is rearranged to say PHP. Otherwise, it should be HPP, no? So it is rearranged and it says as PHP. However, it stands for Hypertext Preprocessor. Make a PHP කියලා කියන්නේ Hypertext Preprocessor. එහෙනම් ඉතින් HPP වෙන්න එපා. මේක අර පොඩක් ලස්සන කරන්න rearrange කරලා අපි ඒකට කියනවා. අර H අකුර මැද්දට දාලා PHP කියලා. Hypertext Preprocessor. ඒකේ long term එක. PHP scripts are executed on the server. On the server. So we already know what is client and the server. If I again say with very small example, if you take a form submission, I have get the same example in the semester 2 as well. If there is a form, we'll say first name, last name, and with the submit button, there is a form, right? So once you add these details, you are adding in the client side. First name, last name, you are typing there. Once you submit, and when it is submit, it goes to where? It goes to submission part, it goes to the server side. In server side, there is database to install for the storing these values. There is a database as well, right? To handle this server side queries, database language is there, and also PHP is there as for server side language. So you can't do a function with only the HTML. Right, so that is why we need some server-side technology. So now we are going to learn PHP in that case. And PHP is free to download and use. It is free. There is no any charges for the PHP. It means simply if you install SAM, simply you can use PHP there. So why PHP? Why we can't use any other server-side language? Because PHP is really popular. Still, PHP is really popular as the server-side language. Why it is so? One important feature of this PHP, why we are learn PHP itself, I have a PHP use කරන්න කියන්නේ because one of the reason is it runs on various platforms. Whether it is Windows, whether it is Linux, Unix, Mac OS, it doesn't matter. PHP works well. ඒක කිසි ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ platform independent ඕනෑම platform එකක PHP හොඳට run කරන. The next thing is it is compatible with almost all servers used today. අපිට server එකක් ඕන වෙනවා PHP run කරන්න. We need a server to run the PHP. There are servers like Apache, IIS, and there are a lot of servers like that. So here I'm using Apache server here. Apache server. Without a server, you can't run a server-side language. So PHP is compatible with almost all servers. When we are using some other languages, sometimes it is not compatible with some others. Some other technologies, it is going to be collapsed. So sometimes it is not compatible. But PHP is not like so. So you can use with almost all servers. So there is no issues with the servers. ඔයාට PHP use කළොත් ඔයාට පුළුවන් ඕනෑම server එකක් use කරන්න. Right. So there are some restrictions of the other server-side languages, but in PHP, it is not like so. So that is another benefit of the PHP. Right. And then the next one. PHP supports wide range of databases. PHP supports wide range of databases. So it is supporting the database is also like that. MySQLs, SQLs, Oracle. So every databases it supports. That is another reason why we use PHP. Right. Then, of course, another reason that we are using PHP and why it is so popular, it is free. It is free. එක free නේ. Free means here not about the freedom actually. It is that is free of the charges also, and also source code is also open. That is also one reason. Normally in IT side we are using free as the freedom of the code. It means that is open source. The same thing, and also we are focusing about whether we have to pay money or not. So when you are using PHP, no need to pay some money, right? You can freely use it. And another reason, PHP is easy to learn and run efficiently on the server side. Very efficient programming language and also easy to learn. It is not hard to learn. It is easy to learn. So those are the reasons why we are using PHP. So still the very famous language is for the server side is PHP. And if you are going to try very first project, we'll try to develop a project as well, right? I have some idea to develop a project. So as a different course, it is just only a suggestion. If you need, you can enroll to there as well. So we'll try to develop a small project. So then you will get some more benefit when you are going to the next year as well. Right. So if we can to manage the time, I have some idea to develop a project with you as well. Then when you are moving to the final year, it will be benefit because you already have some projects experience. So we can start with very small project. After that, some advanced project as well. Right. If you are developing some project, if it is the very first experience of the development, so it is really beneficial. Start from the PHP. After that, if you need some other languages, you can easily move. If you want to develop it with Java, maybe if you want to develop with Python, C Sharp, then it is very easy to move. But using PHP, if you develop, it is very powerful and also easy to learn, easy to adjust. Right. Some of the features of the PHP. One feature is PHP is loosely typed language. What is mean by loosely typed? No need to declare variable data types. Maybe I have already said this in the previous semester. I have compared with some language like Java. Java is strongly typed. Why I'm saying so? Java is strongly typed, PHP is loosely typed. So in Java, can anyone remember if I want to declare a variable, we'll say variable name is marks, right? Variable name is marks. In there, I'm going to store marks some integers like we'll say marks like 60, 50, 100, 40. Like there is marks like this. How can I declare it in Java? Can someone reply? These are some of the marks, right? I'm not going to declare array, just a simple variable. If I'm going to declare it with Java, can you remember how I declared it? මෙන්න මේ වගේ මාක්ස් ටිකක් ඇරේ එකක් කියලා හිතන්න එපා. එක එක වෙලාවට අපිට අසයින් කරගන්නයි අවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ. ඇරේ එකක් කියලා හිතන්න එපා. මෙන්න මේ වගේ එන්නේ ඉන්ටිජර්ස් එන්නේ පූර්ණ සංඛ්‍යා එන්නේ. Java වලින් variable එකක් marks කියලා declare කරනවා නම් කොහොමද මම declare කරන්නේ? ඔයාලට මතකද අපි කතා කරපු දේවල්? Did you remember how you declare in the Java? You can reply in the chat box. We are setting the background here before we are going to the practical side and also doing the coding. So still we are talking about why PHP, what is the difference with Java and PHP, those things, right? So why it is easy, we call that easy. Why it is easy? The reasons are this one of the thing. How you declare this? We have declared it like yes, int marks, isn't it? In the Java, this is how you declare. If you want to assign int marks equal 60, int marks equal 50. Likewise, no, right? So how you declare variable in Java? This is not PHP, this is Java. Int marks. Why int? Because these are integers. These are integers. So I have used int marks. Right. The same thing, assume that the same things I want to store from the PHP variable. This is how I declare from the PHP. Dollar sign marks. Marks. This is how I declare it in the PHP. This is PHP variable. And also we'll say, I want to store some student names. How you declare it as a variable in Java? I want to store some names in the, we'll say student name, is to name. My variable name is to name. How I declare it in Java? You have to mention the data type. The thing that I'm going to explain is every time you have to mention the data type in the Java. මේක හොඳට තේරුම් ගන්න. හරි. Data type එක mention කරන්න වෙනවා. Here also I have to declare the data type. Declare the data type. In Java, you have to always declare the data type. We'll say what is the suitable data type here for the student name. Is string. In Java, is string student name. This is how you declare. But in PHP, how you declare? Dollar stu name. If it is a variable, just you have to say dollar mark. Just you have to keep in front of the dollar mark. Dollar marks. Dollar student name. Likewise, PHP. You don't need to declare data type. This is the process make us very easy. Because in the Java, if you can remember, we have did some practicals as well. Sometimes maybe you are thinking about just typing int or string is not a much workload. But there are some cases also, if you can remember, when we are dividing and it comes to some not integers, then it comes to float numbers, decimal numbers, then you have to pay some attention to the end results also when you are declaring a variable. That is somewhat complex process we have gone through in the Java. But in the PHP, you don't want to do that. Just you have to say dollar, then the variable name. That is really simple, isn't it? Does it say there are no variables, no variable types, no data types in the PHP? No, no. There are data types. But that will handle PHP itself. We don't want to worry about that. It will handle by the PHP itself. It doesn't mean there are no data types. Huh? There are. But we don't want to worry about that as developers. PHP itself may take what is the data type there. After going through code, it will declare data types itself. We don't want to declare it. But as developers in the Java, every time we are coding, every time we have to worry about the data types. So we call this feature technically Java is strongly typed. PHP is loosely typed. It means we don't need to declare variable data types in the PHP. Hope it's clear. right? එතකොට අපි Java වලදී data type එක හැමතිස්සෙම කියා යන්න ඕනේ, declare කරන්න ඕනේ. PHP වල data type මොන වුණත් අපිට ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. අපි dollar කියලා දැම්ම variable එක දැම්ම. ඉතින් ඒක කොච්චර පහසුදනේ. එතකොට ඒකෙන් කියන්න එපා PHP වල data type නෑනේ ගාලා. data type තියෙනවා. එයාම declare කරගයි ඒක. අපිට worry වෙන්න ඕනේ නෑ. අපි developer විදිහට අපිට worry වෙන්න ඕනේ නෑ. එයා suitable data type එක දානවා. So that is one feature of the PHP and most important feature that makes really easy for us. The next one. In PHP, keywords. It means in any language there are some specific words. No, we are calling it as keywords. If, else, while, echoes, or some of the keywords. And classes, functions, user-defined functions are not case sensitive. Right? Generally, PHP is not case sensitive. Generally, right? Normally, PHP is not case sensitive. What about Java? Did you know what is the mean of case sensitive? If I ask a question, can you reply me? What is mean by case sensitive? මොකද්ද මේ case sensitive කියන්නේ? අපි ඔක මුලින්ම ඉගෙන ගත්තා. අපි පොඩ්ඩක් කතා කරලා කරමු නැත්නම් ඔයාලට theory ටිකේ පොඩ්ඩක් කම්මැලි හිතේ. What is mean by case sensitive? Do you know what is mean by case sensitive? Here it says not case sensitive. If any one of you can give me answers, what is mean by case sensitive? I'll give you just 1-2 minutes. If you can remember, because we have discussed these things so much in the semester 1 as well. Case sensitive languages, case sensitive, not case sensitive languages. Yes, case sensitive means, yeah, very good. Capital simples. Yeah, capitals are simple, considering uppercase and lowercase. Yes. Yeah, yes, very good. All of you have given the correct answers. Case sensitive means the uppercase and lowercase. So the capital and simple is affect to the language. So here it says not case sensitive, not case sensitive. Even if you write PHP like capitals, we'll say I'm writing like this, echo, capital. I'm typing like this, ECH echo hello. It means print hello word, right? Echo hello. It will work. It will work. It doesn't matter. If I write simple, all simple letters, right? Lowercase. Echo hello. It will also work. If I write like this, E is capital, other letters are simple. Still it works. Not case sensitive. So what about HTML? HTML is not a programming language, right? It is just a scripting language. Is it case sensitive or not case sensitive? HTML, is it case sensitive or not case sensitive? It is not a programming language, right? I'm just comparing these languages common. Yeah, HTML is yes, not case sensitive. HTML is not case sensitive, not case sensitive සිතමු. Case sensitive නැහැ. මොකද අපි ඒක simple වලිනුත් අපි හැබැයි simple වලින් ලිව්වා. We have write HTML in simple letters because it's some there must be some attribute, some uh, way to write it no. එතකොට එක්කෙනෙක් capital එක්කෙනෙක් simple වලින් ලියනකොට පිළිවෙලක් නැහැනේ ඒ නිසා. But හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න HTML not case sensitive capital simple mix කරලා ලිව්වත් එක වෙලාවක් capital එක වෙලාවක් simple කොහොම ලිව්වත් ඒක වැඩ කරනවා. What about Java? Java is, then your answer is correct, right? Java is case sensitive. ඒක හරියටම case sensitive. Java case sensitive. Java වලදී අපිට එහෙම කරන්න බෑ. Java is really strict. Java is case sensitive. But here says PHP is generally. I'm adding a word generally, normally. Why? There is one special place that case that also affects case sensitivity in the PHP. But generally, for the keywords, for the classes, for the functions, user-defined functions, PHP is not case sensitive. Whether it is capital, whether it is simple, it doesn't matter. But variable names are case sensitive. That is why I want to highlight. That is why I said generally, normally be considered as PHP also not case sensitive. As I said, this will also work, this also works, this also works, right? But only the variable names are case sensitive in PHP. So we'll agree one concept here, right? You must know that PHP is not case sensitive, but variable names are case sensitive. As a general concept, as a standard way, as a best practice, right? Not a standard way, actually, as a best practice, we'll agree when we are doing projects, when we are doing coding, practicals, everything, we'll keep simple letters for the PHP. Don't use any capital letters. There are some special places we are using block capitals because if it is a super global variable, we are going to talk about what is super global variable. So there are some special places as a standard way we are using capitals. Otherwise, normally when we are coding PHP, normally we'll use all the letters as simple. We'll agree on that best practice, right? අපි මෙතන ඉඳන් ඉදිරියට PHP code කරනකොට මම කිව්වේ නැත්නම් especially මේක global variable එකක් මෙතන special block capitals කරන්න කියලා. ඒ වගේ විශේෂිත තැන් කීපයක් තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. There may be some special places I will ask you to make it block capitals. Otherwise, keep simple letters, keep lowercase letters. That is not a rule, that is a best practice. එතකොට අපි මෙතන ඉඳන් PHP ලියනකොට simple letters වලින් ලියමු. especially මම mention කරපු නැති especially mention කළේ නැත්තම් simple letters වලින් තමයි ලියන්නේ. එතකොට මෙතන ඉඳන් අපි PHP ඒ විදිහට ලියනවා. හැබැයි ඔයා මතක් තියාගන්න ඕනේ PHP කියලා කියන්නේ variables හැර අනිත් ඒවා case sensitive නැහැ තමයි. නමුත් අපි ලියමු simple වලින්. Right. Then we are going to learn the PHP from the very first slide. We are going to learn about commenting in PHP. Comments. You already know about comments as well. Didn't you feel you have already known these before? So I will just let you know what are the things that we have to talk. Variables. Did you already know about variables? Yes, of course, because you have know about Java. Variables you have already know, right? So then some operations, arithmetic operation, assignment. Did you remember these things? We have already talked about in Java, isn't it? And some after that logical operators and or not, right? Then some if statement, if else statement. So I'm just showing what are the things that you have to learn. Switch statement, right? Loops and while, do while, break, continue, some functions and arrays. So don't you feel the same thing we are going to learn here, right? So that is why I said to you, if you learn one or two languages very well, as you already know about Java, this will be really easy for you because you already know about Java. Right? After that, if you want to learn about some language, maybe Python, if you are going to learn it self as a self study, yes, of course you can do. Because you already know when it comes to programming. I think just wait. I think there is some connection issues.